Every single month, people are unsubscribing from your list and you're leaving them walk away without recouping absolutely anything. But what if I told you there's a secret little page on your website, one that most brands actually ignore, that could be quietly generating thousands of revenue every single month from people leaving your email list? I've driven over $100 million in email and SMS marketing revenue for 7 to 9 figure brands, and one of the highest leverage tasks that I've seen, one that takes literally 5 minutes, is setting up a custom unsubscribe page. Most e-commerce brands treat the unsubscribe page as a simple breakup letter. They don't put any effort into it, but I'm going to show you how top brands are using the unsubscribe page as a way to generate thousands of dollars every single month. If you think about it, these people are leaving your list anyway, so you might as well try to recoup some sales from that process. So without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so we're in and we're going to walk through exactly how to make dollars from unsubscribes. And yes, trust me, you can actually be raking in thousands of dollars every single month by people unsubscribing. So most brands get this wrong because most brands end up having something exceptionally boring like this. A boring unsubscribe page. There's no attempts to keep them in the list. There's absolutely no offer. These people are leaving anyway. You might as well have something here. So before we actually dive into how to actually set this up, what we're going to do is we're going to go through some numbers and run through an example of a brand whose list is growing very, very nicely. As you can see, the green here is people joining the list, but at the bottom here is people leaving the list in the red. And obviously for a bigger brand, or even, it doesn't really matter what size brand you are going to have a lot of people leaving that list across 12 months. So you might as well try and capture some revenue from those people. So let me just move my head over here. So if we take this brand that has 198,000 unsubscribes in 1 year, the unsubscribe page is boring, it's bland, there's no exit offer whatsoever. If we do have an exit offer, and I'll show you that in a second, let's just say 2% of people take that. So 2% of people purchase from your unsubscribe page. That's 3,960 orders in this case. With an AOV of $100, that's an extra 396,000 per year, or 33,000 per month. So there is a lot of money to be made here, a lot. So the custom unsubscribe page is the solution. And as you can see here, there's a few different examples of what this can actually look like. You can of course put whatever you want here, but what works really, really well is having some form of exit offer, trying to keep them in the list. And as I said, even if 2% of people take this offer, 2 out of 100 people, you are going to be adding a lot more revenue that you otherwise would have probably you would have lost. So how do I actually set this up? So what we're going to do now is we're going to dive into a Klaviyo account. We're going to go through the full setup process and we'll take it from there. Okay, so now that we're into the Klaviyo account, what we're going to do is we're going to find our main master list. So what you'll want to do is make sure that you are editing the unsubscribe page on the list which everybody joins. So that is going to be, again, your master list. This is going to be a test account. So in this case, we're going to use this newsletter here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the settings. So if we just go into subscribe and preferences page, and then what we're going to do is we're going to say we want to customize it for this list. So if we open up this and we'll go to the email unsubscribe page, what we'll do here is we now have the option to edit this. So this is like a little just example, but what we can do here is we are going to add in some form of offer. So what we can do here is put up the top, and we'll just make sure that we're putting in text here. We'll say, let's say want 20% off before you go. So just make this text nice and big, make it nice and bold. So make that like maybe 30, and we'll just make sure it's the same color as the other one. Okay, so we have the 120% off before you go. I think that's still a little bit too small. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make it like double the size, and let's see how that looks. Still looks a bit too big because it's going down onto 2 lines. There we go. And then what we can do is we'll add in a little bit more text down below here. And we can say, what you would do in this scenario is you would essentially use a static Shopify code. Well, you can use a static Shopify code, or you can use a Klaviyo dynamic coupon code as well. But what you'll want to do is make sure that you are hyperlinking the code so they go straight to the website. So for example, if you're on Nike.com, so let me just go to Nike.com. If you're doing that, we would just come over here and say, tap the link here to apply discount at the checkout. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add the link. So we have that. Okay. So now we have that. We're going to make that bold as well. For some reason, it's not bolding. And then of course you can kind of add some text down here as well. So like what we might do is we might just add a bit of the padding here, make this a little bit longer. Maybe we might just add 70 to that as well. 120% off before you go. And then we'll say, we'll miss you. Maybe we can put in like some kind of sad face in here. There we go. For some reason that's not coming in. Oh, there it is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in just a little bit of text. So what you can do is you can just add like a little small bit of text here saying, you know, if you don't want your 20% discount, no problem, you can unsubscribe. Something kind of simple like that. Of course you could like brand this as well. So what we could do is we could just take Nike's little logo here and just copy that. And then what we'll do is we'll come back in here. We might just add the logo up the top if you do want to brand it. You can of course change like a lot of colors and stuff on this as well. Forgot to save this as an image, so let me just come back here and make sure I do. Come back, and then you can of course select your image. And then what we're going to do is upload. There we go. So there we have our logo. And then what you can do is, of course, you can nearly gray this stuff out as well if you wanted to. Just so it's like not as obvious as the one up here, but that's essentially how you do that. And you'd make sure that this is linked using a code link as well. So make sure that the code is applied when they click on this link. What you can also do here as well is you could just ask them 1 to 20% off before you go. You could have unsubscribe, or you could have claim my 20% off. The claim the 20% off could be displayed on the success page then as well. So that's also an option. So that's essentially how you would do that. And honestly, if you think about the amount of traffic that this page gets, I guarantee there is going to be a certain percentage of people who take this offer, and it's just going to be passively adding revenue to your business every single month without you having to do really much else other than just set it up for 5 minutes. So that is essentially how you would set that up. Really, really simple. I would strongly recommend you get this set up ASAP. And that's how you do it. Setting up a custom unsubscribe page, as you can see, literally only takes 5 minutes, but it is a very high leverage task that you can do for your e-commerce business. And if you did enjoy this video, please leave a comment down below in the comment section and let me know what you thought, and also subscribe. And if you are an e-commerce brand owner and you would like a free retention marketing audit from myself personally, click the link down below in the description to have a call with myself, and we'll put a plan in place for your brand for the rest of the year. And if that doesn't sound good either, you can click the link down below in the description to get my free 130-page email marketing guide. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.